Oh, it's offensive to the people that broke into our country. I'm sorry, leave. You broke into America. I'm sorry that we're offending you. Oh, I'm so sorry. You broke into our country and that you're here illegally. Did I offend you? Oh, you don't eat dogs? Okay, then go back to Mexico. Sorry.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel where the art of debate makes the cool side of commentary. I'm your host, The Performance. We are checking out a video titled Student Blames Trump for Shooter Wanting to Assassinate Him. Wow, that's really interesting. Let's check it out. Go.
Just want to thank you for coming out here and answering all these questions to start off. My biggest problem with Donald Trump is I feel like throughout his political career, he's built it around just degrading, belittling, and insulting anybody who disagrees with him. I strongly believe that a house divided against itself cannot stand, and I think his approach to politics in the United States is making us more divided, and I think in the long term we will see repercussions for that.
Okay, what's the question?
Well, whether or not you agree with that assessment of that situation.
I don't. We won the election, so I mean, like, what is the relevant question, though?
Well, the relevant question is, do you think that that approach to politics and where the stigma is right now is going to be dire in
No, I think it's
coming?
somewhat of a miscategorization. I mean, are there things that he says that I wouldn't say? Is there a style that he employs that I don't employ? You see how I do things. It's not always like that.
Right.
But can you acknowledge he also keeps his promises? That's pretty good, right?
Well, I mean, not necessarily all his property. The war was supposed to end on day one. The war didn't end on day one.
I mean, again, there is some political bravado to some of this stuff, but the border is secure, right?
Well, it's more secure now.
No,
yes.
it's totally secure. We have literally nobody coming across the southern border. I mean, so he in the first term he kept promise after promise after promise after promise, and so I guess what would you prefer? Someone like Donald Trump that has a style you don't like, or someone like George W. Bush that has a style you like and was a terrible, awful, lying president?
Well, it's less. I mean, the style is going to turn into big demonstrations that we see across the country where it becomes vulgar and it becomes difficult to work with one another. I mean, if you look at you can pick January 6th or you could pick riots on the left side.
You saw this kid that got punched by a professor here for wearing a Trump hat?
No. But
it's the other side doing it. We're not doing that.
But it's both sides. Well, okay, January 6th is an example of that happening.
Okay, how about something within the last 3 years?
But
Anything within the last 3 years?
Within the last 3 years.
You can't name a single example
of
right-wing violence in the last 3 years.
I mean,
we're incredibly peaceful. No, seriously, you can't name an example.
But
I can name Tesla dealerships being burned, death threats every day against Tulsi Gabbard and President Trump. Oh, I don't know, President Trump getting shot on the 13th of July in Butler, Pennsylvania. So I just find it to be just a little bit like outrageous that, like, well, it's Donald Trump dividing the country. I know that he got shot. I know that they want to kill him. And I know that he's been keeping promises. I know that the left is, trying to murder us in the streets and punching our students in the face. And I understand that they're hunting everybody with a Trump supporting hat down. But it's somehow Trump. So, I mean, come on, man.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I think what you're confused
what
about.
Are you saying?
That's what I'm about to say. What I think you're confused about is I'm not saying that I'm in support of what's happening on the left. I think the kid that got punched out in front of the coup, awful situation. I think burning down Teslas, creating violence on the left side, I think that's an awful thing to do. I do agree with that. But I think that Donald Trump, and I mean the President of the United States ultimately has some form of a responsibility to try to unite people. And I think that the stigma on both sides is just rising up. And I think that's as a result of the leader we have now. And also the final point just on January 6th. Just because January 6th happened 4 years ago opposed to 3 doesn't make it any less significant, this conversation.
Again, 90% of the people there did nothing violent. They walked into the Capitol. They said a prayer. They didn't touch a police officer. They didn't do anything with the windows. And if we want to talk about violence,
they did something with the windows.
Again, less than 10. Again, like there were like maybe 50 people that were violent there, and over 2,000 people got arrested or convicted. The largest manhunt in federal government history. But again, while we're talking about mass violence and all this, like, you remember the summer of 2020 where actually like material violent crime went up across the country? I know that you're not saying it's good.
I don't agree with that.
But I know, but it's just like what exactly is your issue with Trump? He says mean things?
Well, I mean, yeah, to some extent.
I mean, come on, man. You're more mature than that. It's ridiculous.
No, but to some extent, what the thing is yeah, you can dumb it down to he says mean things, but he antagonizes the other side so far to the point.
Come on,
where, like,
how?
No, but it's how.
Yes, how?
Anybody who disagrees.
The guy,
with him,
they shot him. Oh, he's antagonizing them.
That's
they
not
try
what
to put him
saying.
in jail for 700 years. Oh, he's
That's
antagonizing
not what
them.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
I'm
show
saying
me
prior to
examples.
that
Tell me
point.
exactly how Trump is antagonizing the other
I mean,
side.
it's not just the other side; it's Republicans as well.
Show
I
me.
mean,
No.
he gives
Come on. Where are your
insults out.
examples?
Okay, well, I mean, from the Republican side, just as a specific instance, at a 2015 Iowa forum with John
That's
McCain.
10 years ago, man.
But he was 60 some odd years old 10 years ago.
This
Does
is
that
an
mean that we can
outrageous
just
claim. I mean, can you name anything within the last decade
that Donald Trump has done to divide
Well, I mean,
the
like
country?
seriously, it's like, oh, he's antagonizing. Well, there was a thing in 2015 at an Iowa.
Okay, well, just take the debate then against Kamala Harris, a fear-mongering example where he's talking about illegal immigrants coming over and eating the cats and dogs.
There's a lot of evidence to show
There's
the Haitian.
not a lot of
no,
evidence to the
100%.
No,
You have been
there's not.
propagandized by the media. In Springfield, Ohio, there's literally reports of missing dogs, over 75 dogs missing, and Haitians are known, by the way, to go and pick up cats and eat them. It is part of voodoo culture. You can laugh about it, but part of voodoo culture is actually like scooping up errant cats and being believed they're like spiritual animals. There's a lot of truth to what Trump said. How does that antagonize the other side?
Because it creates a situation where it seems like what's going on is worse than it actually is. It's offensive to a lot of illegal immigrants that look at that.
Oh, it's offensive to the people that broke into our country. I'm sorry, leave. You broke into America. I'm sorry that we're offending you. I'm so sorry. You broke into our country and that you're here illegally. Did I offend you? You don't eat dogs? Okay, then go back to Mexico. Sorry.
I meant to say legal immigrants. I apologize.
No, it's fine. But I mean, at some point, like, you got to admit, man, like, you're going to like nitpick on things that Trump have said when he is up an existential force that is trying to destroy this country as we know it, that is trying to debase everything we care about. Joe Biden let 10 million people into this country with no idea who they were. How is that not high treason?
Well, I agree with you on the Biden administration's approach with the border was not the best, but then you can also point to when they really sat down and was like, okay, we need to make a bipartisan bill that's going to be
We didn't need the bill, though. That's the thing. It was a scam. He closed the border in 10 days. So you're believing the media propaganda. Biden never needed a bill. It was a ploy. Donald Trump did it with no bill in literally a week.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, yeah.
So then why did we need a bill?
Well, what I'm saying is that he tried to take strides to secure the border more, and Donald Trump.
That's a bunch of crap.
No, it's not. In the summer before the election, he pushed forward some policy working with Republicans that would secure the border. Donald Trump called him up and he said, "Listen, this is not going to be good for our election. Kill it."
That's not. Again, you believe so much of the media lies. In the bill, it would have allowed 5,000 people a day to come across the border. Do you know that was in the bill? And it turns out none of that bill was necessary because Trump just closed it on day one. Again, we didn't need a bill. We needed a new president. So I'm not even sure what to make of all this, except for the fact that, like, you instead should be coming up and be like, you know what? I'm so glad that we have President Trump fighting for us every single day, not nitpicking something he said 10 years ago at an Iowa forum. I reject the entire premise. I do.
All right.
I do.
And that's fair.
And
I'm sure you do.
So judge him for what he does and how he does it, which is every single day deliver on the promises for the American people.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you very much. Got to get this question.
Thank you very much.
Wow. What an interesting debate. You know, when you do things, it's not everyone is going to like you for the things you do. Definitely some people might like you and say, you are too cold. Someone might say, you are too loud. So people is going to definitely have something to say no matter what you do. Just what the college student have just proved, that he don't like Trump because of the way he talks, that is rather dividing the country instead of uniting the country, which is not true. And I don't expect everyone to like Trump. People are not going to like you no matter what you do. Even when you try to be cold, there are going to be some set of people that is not going to like what we are doing. When you try to be calm, there are going to be people that don't like what you are doing. So I'm okay with that. You shouldn't only talk about the bad side. You should also talk about the good side. We can all tell since Trump came into power, the border has become more secure as compared to when Biden was in power. So you should also look at the good things Trump is doing instead of trying to blame him for just insults. So I believe people have their own way of handling different situations. The way you see the way Charlie Kirk is speaking, you don't expect Donald Trump to also speak the way Charlie Kirk is speaking. Everyone have the way they engage in conversation. So you don't have to try to blame the president or try to accuse the president because of what he said 15 years ago. And We are not even talking about what he has contributed to the American economy. We can all tell the border has become more secure. Right now, he's even introducing a bill whereby people get to take home more money from their pay. Even, I think, no tax on tip, no tax on social security, no tax on overtime. So I believe what Trump is trying to do is trying to build a better America, though most people might not see the advantage of the decision Trump is taking right now. But I believe in the long run, people are going to see the advantage of the decision Trump is making right now. Believe me, it's very risky. It's very risky. What the decision is making right now is very risky, but it's making those decisions because he has America at heart. So I believe you shouldn't try to downside someone because you feel the person said something you are not quite okay with. Then you just come to conclusion and say Trump is rather dividing the country instead of bringing unity to the country. Sorry to say, I believe that is a total fallacy. I don't agree with that. You should also look at the good side of the things Trump is doing. Don't try to blame him or accuse him because of the things he said when he was engaging in a conversation. Wow. I believe I've really learned a lot just listening to Charlie Kirk. And I would also like to hear your opinion on the fact Charlie Kirk have stated. Keep the comments coming. Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day.